Welcome back to the Boneyard podcast, everybody. This is your host, Jared Chevett, along with my good friend,
Artemis Brower.
We're coming to you this week with episode 243. Artie.
243.
The accent you put on there sounds like something that could get you canceled. In a couple different ways, honestly. Artie, how we doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Beautiful San Diego, it looks like.
Yeah, the sun is still out. The sun is still shining. I know it's 3 hours ahead in North Carolina, so you guys are starting to wind it down. We still got a little bit of time out here. So it's nice. I cannot complain. I'll be back next week though. I'll be back next week on the same grind. But it's nice out here.
Love that. Love that. You're not rioting, are you?
No, I know all about it. Trust me, we've been reading about that all week. It's about 2 hours north, up 85 or whatever, up 8. Yeah, Interstate 8, whatever it is, Interstate 5, whatever it is. Hasn't really gotten here yet. San Diego doesn't really have that problem,
No.
due to San Diego being.
San Diego's got a little bit more of this, and they don't need to have those problems.
Yeah, they
as much money as LA has, they got a lot of problems because there's a huge discrepancy in the wealth classes there in Los Angeles. I don't know. It's a place I'd never care to go back.
San Diego's got the money without the bull. that's what I'm saying. So
that's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. All right, Artie, episode 243. It's good to see your smiling face again. All right, number 43. Got one?
I do have a 43. I think I might have named this person before,
Probably.
And I honestly don't care because this is just my all-time favorite 43. And honestly, one of the major reasons why I even wanted to play football in the first place, because I drew so much inspiration from this guy.
Can I take a guess?
Go ahead.
I feel like that might be too recent. It's not Darren Sproles, is it?
It's not Darren Sproles.
Who is it?
Steeler legend. Safety. Still don't know?
I'm drawing a blank.
That should have been a dead giveaway. Troy Polamalu, baby. Good old Troy. With the
I didn't realize Troy wore 43.
Yeah, 43. Troy Polamalu, one of the greatest safeties in the history of the game. One of the major reasons why this kid right here wanted to play football. He played with his hair on fire.
Like I thought about going there, but I was like, he didn't wear 43.
Yeah, Troy Polamalu was 43.
No, here he is. I just looked it up. Yeah, he's wearing 43.
Yep, that is him. 8-time Pro Bowler, four-time first team All-Pro, I should say. 770 tackles, 12 sacks, 14 forced fumbles, 32 interceptions on his career. Pretty sure he had a few scoop and scores and a few return for pick sixes, and was the guy that would always jump over the center and get. He did it like 6 times in his career, where he just timed the snap so perfectly, jumped the gun, got to the quarterback or got to the long snap or whatever it may be. Yeah, one of my top 5 personal favorite players of all time, Troy Polamalu.
One of the best stories that I've heard about teams trying to prepare for Troy Polamalu is, during the week, you got your practice squad, right? And they always try to they put a guy in a number, and they're like, all right, you have to be this guy. And a lot of times they watch the film and they're like, okay, I'm going to do what this guy does. I'm going to try to follow this guy's tendencies. The thing with Troy Polamalu is there was no tendency. He could do whatever the hell he wanted to. If he wanted to walk up to the line, he'd walk up right to the line. If he wanted to come from the outside, he would. If he wanted to come from the inside, he would. If he wanted to line up back as a DB, he could. He was going to line up wherever the hell he wanted to, and he wasn't part of the scheme. He was just Troy Polamalu. And so Arian Foster, former NFL running back, I was listening to him on a podcast recently, and he was talking about, hey, I was one of the only guys that like had the kind of speed that he would have at safety.
Mm-hmm.
So my rookie year, they asked me to be Troy Polamalu and weekly practices, and I was on the practice squad as Troy Polamalu, and they said, do whatever the hell you want to, line up where you want to. You don't have to like be in position at all. He was like, it was the best week of my life. I was Troy Polamalu. And I was like, that would be great. So, no.
Yes. He was one of those guys that did what needed to be done to make the play. But you don't really – you coach that a little bit, but then there are times where you go up to him and like, Troy, just do what you think is best. just go out there and go make a play.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, how did Darren Sproles come to me before Troy Polamalu?
No, look, Darren Sproles definitely was one of the guys that I mean, being a short guy and having a legit career. He didn't have like some 2-year career in the NFL. He was a legit, like, I think 10 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. So, Darren Sproles definitely deserves his flowers. But Troy is 43 for me.
For sure. All right. Artie, I went in a little bit different direction. This guy, let's see. He's been in the majors, basically had a 10-year major league career at this point. He's 34. Came in with the Cleveland Indians, now the Guardians. Spent time in Cleveland, Seattle, I believe San Francisco. Just kind of been all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore, Tampa, Miami, St. Louis, Chicago. And now he's with Texas. He's only worn the number 43 3 different times. In 2019 and 2021, he wore it with the Orioles. 2022, he wore it with the Marlins. And he's actually wearing it this year with the Texas Rangers. None other than ECU legend Sean Armstrong. So that's my 43.
Shout out to the ECU plug there. I like that.
Yeah.
The Pirate in there.
Josh, do you have a 43? Would you like to grace us with some knowledge on the oval?
I wasn't thinking about this at all. I wasn't thinking about this at all. Literally did not think about this at all. And I thought to myself, who am I going to say for 43? There's only one name. You could argue for 2, but there's really only one name. And that is the Richard Petty, the most winning driver in NASCAR history. First ballot, like the first ballot of the NASCAR Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer. Like there's no other name, there's no other driver of a car has a color named after him. The driver of a race car has a color named after him because he is Richard Petty. That Petty blue, that STP, man, what I would do to see that on the racetrack every week again. But we will never see that again. Said the first 7-time champion. There have been 3 ever since. So in a couple weeks, you're going to hear about another one. And with the number 3, you got Dale Earnhardt Sr. But the first 7-time champion, Richard Petty. The man flew out of Talladega when he hit the wall. Still race. No, not that one, but, came back a couple weeks later. He's different.
All-time legendary. Now, Josh, I know you want us to do a ranking thing later, and we're going to do it. I would put his mustache up there as one of the greatest of all time.
Oh, yeah.
One of the most iconic, legendary mustaches. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Probably number 1.
That's a man's kind of slash.
Honestly, if you see him today, the way he looks today at his ripe age of like 90 something with his hat, his cowboy boots, his belt.
That man still has it.
He still has the swag. He still has the swag.
The time I've told a couple of stories of me going to the races and sitting up in the booth. One time I was sitting in the booth next to Richard Petty, and I just happened to turn and look. He's standing right next to me. There's just a pane of glass in between us, and he just waves and like gives me a thumbs up, like just the coolest cat out there. I've met him a couple of times. He's just a cool guy.
That's awesome. All right, so are we talking the MJ of NASCAR? Is it safe to say that he is the Michael Jordan?
Others,
somebody else.
There are others. So in terms of historically, yes, he's the greatest of what was then. I mean, back then they were racing 2, 3, 4 times a week. So like being a champion back then was weird, but also the number of race wins that counted was weird. Like there were some of them where like the race would have separate cars, and like it was a different time. So like Jimmy Johnson is the greatest of this current new era, 90s after, right?
That's
Jimmy Johnson's run of championships is what made me stop watching NASCAR.
They changed the championship format and the car. He won in 3 separate cars, first of all. And they changed the championship format like 5 times during his stretch of 7. And he did it he just did it every time.
Infuriating. Like I have nothing against the guy. But like
you gotta be somewhat decent.
Want to talk about dynasties of dynasties? Like that is the dynasty. 7 straight championships, Artie.
It wasn't 7 straight. It wasn't 7 straight, was it?
Was it? I thought it was 5 or 6 straight at least.
Yeah, it was like 5 straight at one point. Yes.
I thought he got all 7 in a row.
No. It wasn't all 7 in a row because I know Tony Stewart had one. Tony Stewart had one of them in there. But yeah.
I don't know, but by that time, Josh, I'd given up watching.
Yeah. I
was like, racing isn't for me anymore.
And I was Jimmy Johnson fan, and I got tired of it. I was like, okay, like I lost interest. It was that dominant. I lost interest, and he hadn't even hit championship number 7 yet. Like that's how bad it was.
Those old Lowe's 48 cars with the neon yellow. Man, it was a pretty car, but I hated to see it, and especially as I was a Hendrick guy. But see, I was a Jeff guy.
You were 24. Yeah, you
was a 24
to see
guy.
that rainbow in there. You want to see that rainbow.
I was like, "Who's this new cat coming on the block trying to take my guy's stuff?"
Hey, it's his fault. Jeff Gordon told Rick Hendrick to sign him.
Yeah,
laid the groundwork.
He hired his replacement and didn't know.
Jeff Gordon's already. Here's you some Winston-Salem knowledge. Jeff Gordon's first wife is from here in Winston-Salem. So, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she's a nurse, or she was a nurse at Forsyth. So, small world. Anyways, just a small fact. Let's get into it. Josh, what's on the notes this week? I'm gonna kind of let you steer. It's gonna be a pretty light episode. We're gonna keep it pretty fun. Josh, what do we got?
So we got some ECU news to kind of kick us off. Wanted to hit College Football 26. Make sure you guys get your pre-orders in. Get that deluxe. It's only $99.99. And for the first time in a while, you'll get a game that is a sports-based game that's different from the year before. Probably won't happen again. So go ahead and get that because all ECU football coaches, well, all of the top three, head coach, OC, right, DC, are in the game, okay? So you can actually be Blake Harrell. You can be JDB and go to the P5 when you win the national championship as the OC, right? Like, that's going to be great. Schools will also get money based on how many people and how much teams are being played. So make sure you play ECU.
Should we just start a dynasty league where everybody has to play ECU?
Everybody has to play ECU. That'd be freaking crazy every single time. And players who opted into the game this year will get $1,500. Last year was like $500. They're in like $1,500 and the deluxe edition. So I think they are. I think they made a good bit of money last year if they raised it up that much. So
yeah, I guarantee they made a ton of money, and they're about to cash in again.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I'm already looking at taking what is it, July 9th? What days it come out? I don't even know, but I'm
I think
already
it's
looking.
July
Day
19th.
off as a holiday.
Yeah, it should just be a holiday.
At this point.
I love it.
I wish. Can I play as Clemson just to fire Mike Houston? Is he in the game?
Mike's not in there.
I'm about to say,
Mike's not in there.
he's not one of the top.
They don't have one of the unpaid assistant coaches in there. Even I think he's getting paid now, but it came out weird that he's not getting paid because that would mess up his buyout from ECU or something like that. So, no, can I import a new coach and just give him biceps on top of biceps
Mike,
and then fire him?
I mean,
after he brings in a hot new offensive coordinator that's supposed to light the world on fire, and then he like handcuffs him for the first half of the season. Gonna fire him then?
I mean, but what was he handcuffed though, guys? Like let's
yeah, I still think JDB was like figuring out his own path within our system. I don't know if he was handcuffed, but
I don't know. I don't know. The offense looked too similar to a Donnie K, and Donnie K is a friend of the podcast, to a Donnie K offense those first couple weeks of the season, because we couldn't get anything going. But part of that had to do with Jake Garcia throwing a million interceptions. So
yeah,
exactly. You gotta remember who was making the decisions on the field, right?
Hey, he's coming back to football. That Jake Garcia.
Hey,
wish him luck.
Hey, yeah, I really do wish him the best. The framework is there. It's just the decision making. So,
this is gonna sound like a backhanded compliment, but it's really not. I think he would be a really good XFL or UFL quarterback. That's what's called these days. Yeah. Like seeing the product of the UFL this season, I think he could be very serviceable. Oh yeah, I'll watch. I'm a football guy. I'm
not gonna. I've maybe watched 20 minutes total. Because I try to get into it. Like I know they had the XFL conference championship or whatever it was a couple days ago. It was in St. Louis, the Battlehawks, whatever it was. I tried to get into it. I really did, and I was like, "No, I'm gonna turn on something."
I literally rewatched that game 2 nights ago. I rewatched that game 2 nights ago.
Yeah, I'm a football guy. I'm not that much of a football guy.
That's some sicko stuff.
Rewatching
XFL games. That's talk about sicko.
Look, I'm missing the CFL right now. I'm pretty sure Jeremy Lewis is playing right now.
Look, if Missouri Valley State and UL Monroe were playing on Saturday at midnight, Josh is watching that. So.
You're right. Actually, you are very right. But going on to some ECU news. Baseball season is done. Like we're done. So unfortunate. But the draft is coming up, right? Draft is coming up. We got a couple of All-Americans. Got 3 All-Americans. Austin Irby got that first team by perfect game, all freshmen. The National College Baseball Writers Association, I am a member, has selected Braden Burris, a guy who's not even on scholarship. Well, he wasn't on scholarship from Snow Hill, North Carolina, as a first team freshman All-American. And Ethan Norby, 3rd team All-American by perfect game. Just great guys, studs.
And they're all coming back.
They're all coming back.
That's the most important thing. Them guys will be back.
Look, you're losing some guys, but the guys CG is bringing back are the ones that needed to come back.
As well, are you losing your most important pieces? And if you're not losing the most important pieces, we're okay.
I mean, there's a lot to look forward to next year, and then The guys that they're replacing the guys that leave with, they're replacing them with the top guys from D2. That's what they're doing is they're taking the top guys from the D2 ranks and bringing them in. Should we talk about this? The Austin Irby rumor that allegedly he was texted by coaches at, I believe, LSU and Arkansas to get into the portal. Now, Cliff Godwin and Austin, neither of them have said anything, but that's kind of the rumor that it was that those two schools, mainly LSU, trying to get him in. That we need to fix something with tampering. And I really, one of these days, somebody's going to just say, this is the school that's tampering. Here's the messages. They're just going to be fed up enough with it. And I can't wait for that day.
Yeah. I can't either.
The content is going to be fire.
Yeah.
Like people shitting on the coach that's tampering. People are going to be mad at the school that's getting tampered with. People are going to be like trying to figure out what the guy's going to do. Like I want somebody to just come out and say, yeah, Carolina texted our safety that, like in week 11 saying get in the portal and offered him $1 million. No, I want somebody to say that. I just need it. Then you should have to have a grudge match and play in a bowl game. That's what it should be. Winner gets that safety.
You know, I think that there are lots of good solutions out there. Any of them just waiting to be tried. But I would love for it to be a student athlete to come out and say it. I don't even want a coach to do. I want a student athlete to say in public, social media or not, like, hey, these people were this team wanted me. Just say it publicly,
right? Just
because if it's, I mean, like if you know as a student athlete, and then someone else finds out, right? Or you tell the coach, like, hey, however someone else finds out, you've already said it. It's on your phone, right? Like you said it. Why don't you let everyone else know?
What somebody should do is do like the LeBron James, like when he said he was taking his talents to South Beach, do a whole like ESPN thing,
press conference,
like
special.
We're live cut in, and they're like, yeah, the school that was trying to fuck with me was West Palm Beach University, whatever. No, I like that. But I also think that if you get caught tampering, like one of your players should have to transfer to that school that you were trying to tamper with.
Yeah, but the schools tampering are the big boys. So
everybody, I don't want to say everybody. Most schools are tampering.
Yes.
In
most
some,
schools. If you're in a D1 program, yes.
I mean, there's
you got to play the game. So
the stories you always hear, hey, like this guy was playing, and then one coach from, let's say a coach from App was watching them and was like, they sent a donor to send a text message to the guy's dad or parents, and we're like, hey, App State really wants your son to come here. Well, they'll give him $250,000 if he enters the portal and transfers. And then 2 weeks later, they're in the portal. Oh, they enter the portal. If they enter the portal with a do not contact tag,
Like honestly, that is the most.
That's the biggest giveaway.
That's the most weird thing to even be an option.
A do
Like
not
if you're in the
contact
transfer portal, how are you asking people to not contact you when you are saying that you're no longer honoring your commitment to the school that was giving you a scholarship or like that you were attending? Like I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like if someone were to get fired and not put the looking for work header on their
I'll contact you.
LinkedIn.
Don't contact me. That's not how this works.
Yeah, I'll submit a bunch of applications,
and I'll let you know which job I want to accept. Yeah, it's not
right. Right.
Nah, if someone goes in with a no contact tag, they already know where they're going.
Yeah,
Better, they've already got their offers lined up, and they were getting tampered with.
Mm-hmm. Well, just to go over a couple guys who did stay at ECU in the baseball team, we got Sean Jenkins leading the way, Ethan Norby, as was said before, Braden Burrs, as was said before, Austin Irby. We got Jack Herring coming back. The guy that I'm really looking forward to coming back is Braxton Trammell. I think he has a very high ceiling, and I can't wait to see him keep growing. Got Walker Barron coming back and Alex Peltier. I think those two are also in for a good growth year.
Man. Yeah, I'm really excited about Walker Barron. I see him take his game to the next level. It's gonna be huge. Look, if this team can figure out the bullpen next year, they're gonna be deadly.
Yeah,
and Boucher's back.
Yeah, Boucher's back. Yeah.
So, and then last thing I'll say on the transfer portal when it comes to baseball, it's sad that now teams have to like make hype posts that their players are staying.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing. And I mean, good on ECU baseball, but it's sad that that's where we're at as a institution of college athletics. Yeah. All right, what's next?
All right, but before we move on, I want to recognize this comment real quick. Yes, I did know about however you say Tua's brother's name. I always get stuck on it.
Talia.
Yeah, but what the guy that I'm looking forward to watching is actually an Elon product from North Carolina, and I'm blanking on his name. He's quarterback in one of the Germany teams. I've been watching them. I'm blanking on the name.
Is this the league that has
Matthew McKay. Yeah.
Is this the league that has the French football?
The EFL. So. Look, I didn't even know Jack Del Rio. I thought he was still an assistant in the NFL.
No.
An NFL job.
Dude, the EFL hit the ground and they are running. Like it's decent ball. It's decent ball.
Well, I know it's growing because Europe actually is really starting to care.
Yeah.
About American football. Yeah, I know it's definitely something that's taking off.
But yeah, Matthew McKay. He's I believe he spent a year or two at NC State. We forgive him for that. He's a Raleigh kid. Forgive him for that.
He didn't know no better. Sorry.
I don't know. I'll have to text this guy. Nicholas Wimmer played football at William and Mary. He was my friend growing up, like one of my good friends growing up, played baseball with me. And yeah, he played in France. I don't know, but played offensive line for William and Mary when they came to Dowdy a couple years ago. So yeah, European football is real football. Just yeah, it's a tough watch at times though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, anything outside of the NFL is going to be a tough watch.
Yeah, but like you watch college football and it's not even as tough of a watch as some of these lesser pro leagues because you're like these guys are getting paid, but like they're playing in front of like 30 fans.
Right. Yeah. It's the structure of it. It's just not the same.
I'll say this: I spent Easter with a family member by marriage who plays in Europe. It's pretty local, guys. It's pretty local.
Yeah.
No.
The timeline is local, man.
I know it's serious, but it's going to take a lot to grow it. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Football, soccer is king, and it ain't going nowhere over there. So,
Robert, be honest. Are you betting on EFL football?
you know, kind of you got to be.
I'm not watching the Japanese league. It's too early in the morning. It's too early.
I've heard about the GFL too. I've heard about GFL too.
That's like people watching the Japanese football league are like the people that watch like Korean baseball or the Russian hockey league, the KHL. That's how you know you're a sicko because you're watching it, and the only reason you're watching it is because you have a bet on it.
Get it on this GFL parlay, bro. Like, huh? What are you talking about?
We should just pick a GFL team and be GFL fans.
Yeah. So, all right, on to the next one. Just a little bit of ECU news. We're getting a new basketball court. I guess painting, coloring.
What's new? I'm sorry. I'm confused. I don't know what's new about this court.
This is the pre.
This is the old.
This is them saying.
I don't know what's new about this. Looks like the regular ass court. Okay.
Yeah, this is basically them saying, "Hey guys, like we forgot to take the before picture, but this would be the before picture."
Yeah, we're halfway through like taking it up.
We're halfway through it being gone, but just in case you wanted to see it one more time. That's the thing. It's not been officially announced. I think
it's Pirate Script.
Oh, you think it's Pirate Script? No, I don't think it's Pirate Script. I think
you think it's Pirate State of Mind.
Pirate State of Mind. I think it's Pirate State of Mind.
I think it's Pirate Script.
I think that ECU is going to lean very heavily into that, going into this new money making that they need to do. I think they're going to lean very, very heavily into this idea of everyone needs to have a Pirate State of Mind. That like if we're going to do this, we got to do it. We got to be in it together. Pirate State of Mind is gonna be ECU's next thing. That's how.
And that makes sense because we originated that. So yeah, I mean that would absolutely make sense. Yeah, and it's just clean.
It is clean.
It's a clean.
I think every field should have a Pirate State of Mind on it.
I do too. I think in the outfield, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But baseball fields don't get painted though like that. Like that's not really a thing for baseball.
I don't know. When Hank Aaron passed away, they put the 44 on it for 3 years in center field. So
yeah. That's not the Pirate State of Mind though, man.
But hey, we've switched to turf on the infield. So
yeah, we did switch to turf.
It's terrible.
Might be able to put it in.
Yeah. I like the Pirate State of Mind. I just looking at it from like a basketball point of view, like when you watch the tip off, and you only see like the middle of it. That's the problem I have with it. It's gonna be cut off.
I also like the script. Also, is clean. The Pirate State of Mind is original. That's original to us. So
what about
it would not be bad either.
What about Retro PD?
Retro PD, but you break that out special occasion. I wouldn't want that on a normal everyday kind of basis. That's a special occasion.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing it on the football field.
I see. For me, that logo is like NC State's Tuffy logo. Like when I see that, I'm seeing that like as like that's a paying homage to something that isn't quite now.
We're not breaking that out all the time. Like we're just doing that every now and then.
Now, what I will say is I would not be opposed to making the 1970s pirate, the really old school pirate with the saber in his mouth. I can see that being I see that being something that we could put center logo.
The
Well,
gruff
they brought it back on helmets recently, so
Yeah.
All right.
We've got great logos. We really do.
Yeah. You can't beat the logos at East Carolina.
We have one of the strongest logo games. I can't think
Logos,
of anyone who has
colors.
Yeah.
And like we don't miss when it comes to logos and colors.
They've been great. That is one thing. They've been phenomenal.
So now that we've talked about ECU, we can broaden our scope a little bit, talk about the American Conference. The basketball tournament was recently announced for new locations. We thank Dickies Arena for being such a great host for so long. Sorry that no one ever got to see it because who was going there? 2026 championships have been announced to be hosted at Legacy Arena at the BJCC. I don't know what the J stands for. I'm pretty sure the B stands for Birmingham Convention Center in Birmingham, Alabama. This is not an on-campus stadium. Very important here. Not an on-campus stadium. This is a downtown facility, third party. And I'm like 99% sure this is also where the SEC's office is. It's in that same building, that same complex. I stayed there once, got a picture of the parking lot that says SEC Commissioner with their logo on it. It was very, very neat. But yeah, BJCC for 1 year, men's and women's. And then in 2027, 2028, they're headed down to Tampa, Florida, to the on-campus stadium of the Yuengling Center. And USF will be able to host both the men's and women's. So how are you feeling about that?
I like that it's moving, and we're going to talk about other things that are moving. I like that it feels like the American is trying to move things around. Who knows? Maybe next year or in 2 years they say, hey, we're done with Clearwater. We're going to do the baseball tournament in Greenville, North Carolina, where it belongs. I mean, Artie, what else? Where else would they go?
I mean, there's a ballpark in Durham they can go to, but
yeah, but the ballpark in Durham is the ACC, right?
Right.
I thought ACC in Charlotte. They do it in Durham.
They flip flop.
Yeah, I think they might go back and forth. They might go back and forth. But hey, it sounds like we got a real good relationship with the ACC, though.
Yeah,
I like it though. I like spreading the wealth. I like moving the tournament around. I think it's good for the growth. Now, I lost my train of thought. I had a topic and I was going to talk about it. I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me.
No,
It'll come back.
I like the idea of the American tournament in baseball. Hell, put it in. I don't know. Put it in Kinston.
So I'll say this. As a connoisseur of
Winston-Salem. Bring it here to Winston.
To the home of the Dash.
Did you actually say put it in Kinston? They got to make some money off this thing, Jared.
ECU fans will be there. It'll make more money than the one in Clearwater. That's for damn sure. Nobody else. USF fans can't travel the 50 minutes it takes to get there. I don't know.
But Winston,
look, don't sleep on Truist Stadium or Truist Park, whatever they call it now, here in Winston. Just got a new video board.
It is a nice ballpark.
I got a connection. I got a connection, Josh. I'll you come in. I'll try to get you to throw out the first pitch.
When you're talking about an entire conference, Winston is not a place.
Put it in Fayetteville. Put it in Fayetteville Stadium. If you've never been to Segra, I would say Segra is one of the best stadiums at that level.
Have you been to Winston?
No. But Segra, I believe, is better. Until I go to Winston, Segra will be better.
Next time you're
Stadium is a nice ballpark. It is a
Josh,
nice ballpark.
I got
the train in the outfield. That's all it took. The train in the outfield.
You got the old Dick building in the background in Winston.
It very much has Charlotte vibes with Truist Stadium. It's just obviously not a big enough skyline. So
the Palace Palace, buddy.
Can you sit in the outfield? Are there seats in the outfield? Okay.
Yeah, and in right field, and then there's a grass hill in left field, and then they got a like a beer garden in left field too.
Okay.
Yeah,
sounds a lot like Segra to me.
And they just got a new video board 2 days ago.
The issue with Segra is that it does not face the downtown buildings at all. So
Winston-Salem is a nice spot.
It is.
And it's a good distance between ECU and Charlotte, two fan bases that will travel for baseball. I mean,
what about Kannapolis?
Right outside of Charlotte. Yeah, and they've
but at that point, like, you might as well just take it up to Winston. I haven't been to the Kannapolis Stadium in forever, but last time I was there, it was not a very good spot.
It's not a great spot. It's not a great spot.
But Winston has the feel of a Durham or of a Charlotte. Even Greensboro does.
Does the train stop in Winston?
No, there's no train.
Okay.
It's about 10 blocks away from the train. There's no bull. They do have 3 or 4 breweries represented. They have, I think now they have 3 beer gardens.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So the reason why I brought up a train is because in July, that may be a mode of transportation I finally get to take from Raleigh to Charlotte. Because as Robert said, the American Conference is moving Media Day.
Thank God.
To Charlotte.
And got word today, if you guys haven't checked out the Patrick Johnson show, when he has interviews, he runs questions quickly, and I enjoy it. He uses his time. Tim Pernetti said that it was through a relationship with Phillips of the ACC that he was able to get this secured. So what else may they be working on?
An American ACC showdown in football.
You already got NC State versus ECU, and I think that right there is almost if you get that game and then the Charlotte versus UNC game lined up every few years, you let us swap off every once in a while.
You'll get you like a USF Miami or USF Florida State. I would like. Yeah.
That would be beautiful. And then wherever else they can.
Now, you want to really get the people going? Temple Boston College on a Sunday night to start the season.
Yeah.
Temple Syracuse might be pretty good some years. I mean, Fran Brown is probably not going to be that way, but
I'm trying to think, like, who would you pair off?
Navy versus Virginia or Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
Virginia Tech with the cadets, dude. Like,
yeah.
That's a
Army Syracuse. Syracuse.
Really good matchups.
Army Syracuse, yeah, you got the New York there, yep.
Temple Pitt,
Pennsylvania. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, we're racking them up.
Navy or Tulane with?
Tulane.
Stanford.
Oh, Tulane and Duke do play this year, and that's going to feed families because that quarterback transferred from Tulane to Duke.
It's gonna be families.
Those fan bases don't like each other for being two completely different fan bases.
Oh my gosh.
I like the SMU UTSA.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Let's see.
You got to find somebody from Memphis and Tulsa.
I'm trying to think Memphis. Like who would you pair Memphis with?
Memphis Cal.
Yeah. What's a
Even
school?
West Coast
What's a school
exposure.
that? What's a school that thinks that like they're better than everybody, and then
Clemson Memphis would actually.
I was going to say
better.
Clemson.
Yeah.
Like
Or the Mike Norvell Bowl, Memphis, Florida State.
Florida State.
Two programs that just think that they can run the shit because they've won a couple of times.
Hey, Jim Phillips, are you listening? Tim Pernetti, are you listening?
It's a great idea.
Charlotte,
It's a great idea.
and then you pair off ECU State, ECU Carolina, Charlotte, Duke, Charlotte, Wake, whatever.
Yeah, dude, that's even more. Yeah. Wow, this is
Like the American Athletic Conference should just really put us in charge of marketing.
like
At this point, we've given y'all the blueprint multiple times. We said get the baseball tournament out of Clearwater. Sounds like that might be happening.
No, that's not happening anytime soon. Tim Pernetti said today.
God damn it! Hey, at least we're out of Dickey's Arena.
Yes.
Because that was a mess.
Yes.
Who the hell is going to Fort Worth, Texas?
Tim Pernetti said the fans are breaking news to him about baseball leaving Clearwater. In other words, we're going to be in Clearwater probably for another contract.
Gosh, I get why they do it. It's not good.
It's not great.
It's easy. Nobody else wants it. It's ours. We can have it for as long as we want it. That's why.
Everywhere else does like actual minor league parks. I mean, I guess it is a minor. It's a summer. It's a minor league park, but it's also
It's a spring training summer.
training.
It's
But-
a spring training facility. So I mean,
but it is a minor league stadium.
It's
right?
a summer
Summer ball.
summer ball. Yeah.
like a short a rookie short ball season.
unless we're playing in Baby Steinbrenner Stadium, down there in Tampa, Florida, I could care less.
At that point, we could play at Guy Smith in Greenville on Elm Street, where the Women's Little League World Series is at. Softball, sorry.
I don't know. We'll fix the American Athletic Conference one way or another. Josh, we need to get Tim on. He said he'd come on.
We do.
You need to send him that picture of he and I.
had the previous
talking.
one on. It's only right.
Yeah, well that one turned poor very quickly.
Why
Look-
did you guys switch up so quick on somebody?
All right, what's next?
Yeah, just to wrap up, football day. It is open to the public this year, so fans will be able to attend, go to some press conferences, get some photo opportunities, meet and greet, stuff like that. So if you're in Charlotte, July 24th, 25th, look out for the schedule. And yeah, that's that on that.
Who's ECU bringing? Caden Hauser and who?
Sam Donka, the do everything on defense man. Everybody's worst nightmare. If he plays the way I think he's gonna play, everybody's worst nightmare.
Maybe you're taking the train. Maybe I'll see if I can catch a ride with Blake down from as he passes Winston.
Honestly, he might give you one. As many times you ran into the guy, he might give you a ride.
All right, let's move it along. What's next?
Kelly Yu is running tonight. I'm not sure if she's already run the 200, but she's running in the national championship prelims tonight. I think she did not place into finals in the 100, but I think the 200 meter is like later on in this hour. So make sure you guys stay up and catch that on ESPN, mainline ESPN. And now to the final part of today's show, a new segment, blind ranking. And this is going to be ECU baseball players. I tried to pick names from the past, I'd say 10 to 15 years in ECU baseball.
Oh, goodness.
So it's nothing crazy. It just just tell me a 1 through 10. I'll put them on the board for you. Artie, your board's over here. Jared, your board's over here. Okay, when I call a name, you give me a number. And at the end, you get one swap. And by one swap, I mean, say you put so-and-so at number 1, or say you only left number 1 open and the last name I give you is trash. But somebody that number 8 was your other second to last option, but you don't want them to be number 1 so bad, you swap them. That's the only way. Like no reshuffling, just a single swap. All right. I'm gonna say a name. And you give me their ranking.
I feel like my list is going to be awful.
Is this like how recent are we talking?
Past 15 years. Past 15 years at ECU baseball. I'm not going. I didn't go beyond when we were students.
Okay. I guess I pay attention to ECU baseball to 2015.
Well, hey. You shouldn't have trouble with any of these names. Okay. Put it that way. Since 2015, you won't have trouble with any of these names. So the first name I'm going to give you is
time out. Is this just by based on feel?
What do you mean based on feel?
Like am I trying to say this is the best GOAT of ECU since this time?
Not necessarily GOAT, but out of these names, you're ranking.
I'm going based off feel. I'm waiting for. There's one guy that if he comes up, he's number 1 instantly.
Okay. Hey, he might not. I didn't pick the greatest of the greatest. I didn't go for the greatest of the greatest.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
You guys ready? All right. First name I'm gonna throw out here is Lane Hoover. Artie, 1 through 10.
7.
7. Okay. Jared.
9.
All right. Give me 1 second.
I remember the name Lane Hoover.
Lane
Hoover.
Hoover.
Take forever for him to have to put him up there.
It shouldn't. I just changed the format though on accident.
I'm not saying anything, so. Okay,
so Artie, you said Lane Hoover was 7?
7.
And Jared, you said 9.
9.
All right. Next name. Sean Armstrong.
Oh, shout out.
Jared. Where you got him?
I'm going to go 5.
5. All right. Artie?
I think there's some more heavy hitters on this list. I'm going to go 8.
Okay. Hey, that's cool.
Armstrong behind Lane Hoover is wild.
Next name on the list. Connor Norby. Where's Connor Norby? Artie.
Let's go 4.
You're going 4. All right. Jared, you took the breath, so now you know. Where's he going?
I would put him. I gotta put him 3.
Gotta put him 3. Okay. That's solid. You feeling good so far?
I'm just waiting for my guy to come up for number 1.
Okay. Alec Burleson.
Ooh.
Jared.
Jeez, I'm filling up the middle of this board quick. Give me 4.
4. Okay. So there's 2 better than Alec. Okay.
I don't know, but I'm trying to keep a spot open for my guy.
Got you. All right, Artie.
Yeah, we got 3 and 4 flip flop. He's got to go 3.
Okay, he's got to. I mean, but also, given that you didn't know before, maybe you would have gone, another way. All right, Jeff Hoffman, ECU great, ECU legend.
I'm gonna put. Is it my turn to go first or Artie?
if you're feeling heavy, I'll go ahead.
I'll let Artie go, but I know where I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put him at. I'll go. I'm gonna put him at 7.
7. Okay, that's safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Don't remember the name. I was gonna put him at 9.
Oh my
9?
gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. He was earlier in the list.
Early, I get it. I get it.
Early. Him and Sean are the earliest 2 on the list.
Okay.
For reference. Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. So next, I'm gonna go Jake Agnos. And Artie, I'm gonna see where you're feeling with this one.
I like Agnos. I'm an Agnos guy.
You're an Agnos guy.
Are they both on the list?
Top 5. Is he top 5?
He's absolutely top 5.
Top 5. Okay.
I think he is going at 5. I'm gonna put him at 5.
Put him at 5 though. Okay. That's cool. Jared, let's see. I mean, are you going number 2 or are you going number 6? I mean,
he's going 6.
Yeah,
he's going 6.
Not because I want to, but if there might be some moving around with, I might have to.
There's no shuffling. There's one swap.
I may have to be strategic with who I want to move though.
There's only one swap, and it's not a shuffle. It's a swap.
That's fine.
Flip. All right, just make
that's
sure
fine.
you know the rule. Make sure you know the rules.
I'm waiting for my number 1 to be called.
Okay, is it Gavin Williams? Is your number 1 Gavin Williams?
No, it's not.
Okay, so where's Gavin gonna go?
Shit. Look, as Gavin Williams, great pitcher. Hate some of the stuff that happened with him. As much as it pains me to say, yeah, I'm going to put him at 10 right now.
10, not 2.
Not that's because it's just like the way his career at ECU ended. Nothing against him. Like it's nothing against him at all. He's a great pitcher. It's not even personal. It's just like how I remember his ECU career ending is not great.
You're explaining this away pretty heavy.
Personal.
Artie,
I can't put that boy at 10. I got to
put him at 6 or 2.
6.
6. Oh, okay. So nobody's going above.
Jeez, we're gonna look like.
No, he's probably gonna name some off the wall people that we gotta put.
It's gonna be like Colby Thorndike that I have to put at 1.
No. It doesn't get that bad. It does not get that bad. I'm gonna give you a name that I think you've been waiting for. I think you've been waiting for this one. Jacob Jenkins Coward. JJC.
That's my 2.
That's your 2?
Jared and I both agree for the first time. That's my 2.
Okay, that's your 2. Now, here's the thing, Artie. You've got 10-1, man. You've got 10-1. This is good. Like, regardless of what happens, you're probably going to be swapping these 2.
I'm probably going to be swapping 10-1.
You might be swapping 10-1. That's crazy. Jared, you've got 8. And how do you feel? How do you guys feel about what you've got left? Just thinking about the past from Jeff Hoffman to now of ECU baseball. And I'll say this: all of these folks are graduated and have left the program. Like none of these guys are still in the last 2 names are in the program. That's a key to these last 2.
I'm good with my list, and
Just good with your list.
the one that I'm like so about it is Gavin Williams, but no, I need this guy to be called. Oh my
He's got to be
gosh!
called. Okay.
If he's not called, I'm gonna feel like the biggest idiot ever.
Okay. Trey Savage.
God damn it!
Trey Savage.
All right, for the
This is
sake
great.
of this, I am putting him at 1.
Okay. Oh, that's a smooth one. That's a smooth one.
Because if my guy comes in at next, I'm sorry, Trey, we'll move you to 8. I don't want to do it, but if my guy comes in, I got to do it.
That's the point of the swap. You got a chance at the end to make it right for one person. So Artie, knowing that you've only got one chance to make it right for somebody, who are you putting? Where are you putting?
Funny, man. Trey's too good of a player. I gotta put him at 1.
Got to put him at 1.
I can flip flop if I need to.
Okay. Now, I think you guys are going to be pleased to hear this last name for the slots that you have left. This last name is going to bring so much joy to Jared for the first time in such a long time. This is great. Alec Makarevich.
I'm gonna flip him with Gavin Williams.
You can't flip yet. We got to solidify this first.
He's in 8, and then flip that bitch.
Aren't you glad that he's never been seen as your number 1? Because this is getting snapshotted. Like, this is going to be sealed.
Yeah, I'm good with my list. It's a good list.
You're good with your list.
Yeah, flip Alec and Gavin.
Okay. Flip Alec and Gavin. You're saying?
Yeah. No, my guy never got called.
And who is your guy?
I won't say on air. I'll tell you off air. I'll tell you who else.
Are you not going to hurt any feelings? Okay, and Artie, are you going to use your flip, or are you good with your board?
You know, I like my original picks. I'm going with 1 through 10 originally.
I think we got a good group.
I think this is a really good lineup here.
Honestly, like looking at it, I wish I could I can't swap them now, and I definitely wasn't going to have AMAC at 8 over Gavin Williams. The only two that I really wish I wish I could move Jeff Hoffman up a little bit, but that's it. Other than that, I feel pretty good with my list.
Hey, I really, really enjoyed that one.
This is good.
This is good.
More of this.
This is good.
More of this coming.
More of this to come. All right.
Is that it?
That's all we got in the notes.
All right.
Make sure you tune in to watch the OKC Thunder beat Indianapolis and even the series 2-2.
We gonna see. They playing a little shy right now.
I don't know.
Playing a little shy.
The Oilers tied it up 3-3 in the third period.
Is that 2-1 Florida right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm rooting for Edmonton. I really want Edmonton to win. So,
am I reading this right? Did Kelly did she qualify
for the 200?
Yeah, I think so.
I know she didn't qualify for the.
I'm about to say it had just happened.
I'm thinking she qualified.
That would be massive if she did.
Maybe I'm misreading this.
She finished 7th in her heat in the 100.
This is showing me results women's 200-meter finals, and it's not the finals. This is obviously the finals isn't until Sunday, but it's got her placed 8th. 8 out of 8.
Last one in.
Yeah.
That would be huge if true.
I don't. Yeah, it looks like she did it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm the NCAA website is not the greatest on this.
Not good at all. I'm trying my best to get there, guys.
I'm trying to look it up myself. Hold on now.
Look at us.
Kelly Yu is a 11 in the 200.
What in the world was I looking at then?
Okay.
No, it might have just updated though.
I don't know. I've still got her. Unless this is that heat, I don't know. It said section in place, section 1, place 4. I'm going to send this to you, Josh, and you can figure it out. Figure out what I'm trying to understand.
So she finished 6th in prelim 2. So top 2 of each prelim, and then the next 3.
But see, this says this has a Q next to her name.
So it's usually 3 heats, right? It's top 2 of each heat, and then the next 2 qualifiers.
Okay, she came in 4th in heat 3. It looks like. So she didn't qualify. Close race, though.
Close race.
Still problem. Just to make it to the NCAAs.
22.51. She had 22.96. So.
Yeah.
Anything to walk the plank?
I do got to walk the plank this week. Actually, I got one. This actually happened not too long ago, about a day ago, 2 days ago. Josh literally just saw this man in the flesh. just saw him. That's one Boogie, DeMarcus Boogie Cousins. I don't know. Jay, I don't know if you saw what happened with Boogie, but this man is apparently playing in the Puerto Rican basketball league down there in Puerto Rico. Got into an altercation with the players. Got into an altercation with the fans. He literally. There's a video of him grabbing his crotch, right? Like rubbing his crotch.
I've seen this. I didn't know this was Boogie Cousins.
Putting his hand in the face of the fan and then subsequently getting ejected after that. And then the fans threw their drinks on him. And he tried to obviously go up there and fight the fans, yada, yada, yada. Not only was he fined, he's now been suspended for the rest of the year. So, yeah, I don't know what happened with Boogie. He had a full crash out moment. That would be my walk the plank for the week. The video's hilarious, but yeah.
I saw the video. I didn't really know what was going on. If you told me that was the NBA Finals, I would have believed you. Sorry.
No, you would not.
I probably would have already.
Yeah, this is Puerto Rican basketball league.
I'm trying to think my walk the plank.
There we go. Josh, okay. This honestly, the video's hilarious. He did rubbing his crotch or putting it in his face.
He's like, smell this.
This is hilarious.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't care if Boogie can beat my ass. I gotta put my hands on you. Like, you can't do that to me. I'm a grown ass man. You can't do that to me. I don't care if you can put me in the hospital. I don't care if you can end my life. I don't care. You can't be rubbing your crotch, put your hands in my face. That's just.
Looking back on it, I am even more glad to not have asked him for a photo. I'm not. There were not enough security guards in that Delta Lounge to keep me safe.
See, so, I would. That's the thing. I wouldn't have known who that was.
When you see a man that tall,
I was about to say,
you start putting together who this man could be. When I saw him walk in,
you got a college degree. You would have put 2 and 2 together. Boogie's a large human being.
When I looked up and saw him, I was like, yeah, that's definitely NBA.
It's not a regular dude working
that's
construction.
right there.
I'm just saying, Artie, I'm not trying to get canceled. If I look up at somebody, I'm like, oh, you're tall, you're African American, you must be in the NBA. I'm getting canceled instantly.
Touche, brother. Touche.
Understood.
I saw a guy the other day. I was eating lunch at Darius. I was like, that guy looks like Marshawn Lynch. I didn't go up to him and say, hey, are you Marshawn Lynch?
Maybe you should have.
Grill and everything.
One of my coworkers was at the TST, and she thinks that she saw Chris Paul, but she did not ask him if she was Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, Winston-Salem legend.
I was about to say, if you saw somebody that looks like Chris Paul in the Trefo area, he was probably Chris Paul.
No, it was in Cary.
I sold a bunch of cell phones to Josh Howard one time. That was cool. Y'all remember Josh Howard?
Who's Josh Howard?
I remember Ryan Howard.
Right.
Josh played basketball at Wake. Played in the NBA. I know an NBA guy. Josh Howard. That's the guy's name, right?
It means more in Winston-Salem, guys. It means more in Winston-Salem.
Played for Wake, played for the Mavericks. I don't know.
I heard
He's the head coach for the NAIA University of North Texas Dallas Trailblazers. From Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Went to Glenn High School.
Go Glenn.
Yes. But no, Chris Paul. You know, I was in the I'm not even gonna I'll tell y'all off air. We'll talk about that off air. I don't want to talk about it on here. All right. I don't have a walk the plank. I'm going to the beach. I need to get packed. We won't record next week, y'all. We'll be back the following week. Make sure you subscribe to the Boneyard Podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Subscribe on YouTube, hit that like button, and then give us a 5-star review. Follow us on social media at Boneyard Podcast, at the Boneyard Podcast on TikTok. Artemis.
Hey, as always, Power Nation, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Wash your hands, wash your butts. Deuce.
Go damn Pirates.